the open hearts, and thank you for being here at the Shell Energy. So I know, right? It's like new because we move the studio to another place. You know, I hope you saw the pictures. It's really beautiful. I'm really happy the way it turns out. It turned out so pretty, so inviting, and like I said, we had people coming over. It's going really well. Thank you so much for your support. One more update. I am not sleeping. Look at my face. Not sleeping. This is the third day that I'm barely sleeping. There's a lot of new frequencies. Like before, I used to feel them and I could see the tones, and I kind of knew where they're coming to the parts of the body. But these are brand new, and then even in the daytime, a lot of vertigo. As I'm walking through the day, there's a few moments that there's been really very strange. And one more of those episodes that I told you before, where it feels just like somebody just turned the page like that, and it's the same place before they turn the page to the page being turned, but the colors are a little bit brighter. So that happened also, and then the vertigo is like but we just surrender, and it is coming to us as an offering and to awaken us. So today we began the day with the frequencies of 6 IMOX. 6 is the pure love, the divine love, the love that, the actual love, not the romantic love. It's pure love, and to the highest level of divinity. And IMOX is the collective consciousness. It's all of us together. And I have to make little notes because I forget. I'm not getting enough sleep. So IMOX is the collective consciousness. So days like today, when they have frequencies of pure love and the collective consciousness come through, what I was seeing are links like the chain like that, of not just us with our higher levels, collecting our multidimensionality. If you hear my son is playing guitar, so that's what you hear. So anyway, we're connected. Today is a day that is easier to feel connected with our multidimensional levels, our family of light, and also with the whole human consciousness, the collective, all of our minds. So all of us linked easier today. So days like today are days when, if you have an idea to solve a problem or create something, but then you're either too busy, you can't get to it, you don't have the resources or the time. What could happen is, because we are so linked together in these IMOX days, and today with the 6th frequency of pure love, you just have this idea, you can put it in the field, and somebody else might pick it up in New Zealand or in Peru, and either continue working it and then put it back in the field so that somebody else can take it forward even more, until somebody can take it and actually create it and put it forward for all of us, the human physicality, and we can enjoy that. So we're gonna see more and more of that. And it's not like, oh, it was my invention and somebody took it. Or no, this is something that happens, especially when we become one. Our singularities continue to function because we need the singularity to contribute their gifts, our own individual puzzle pieces, so that we can be the whole oneness. But as we think in days like IMOX, we can have an idea of, how to clean the oceans, or how to bring forth a different way of farming, and we just don't have the resources or the time to put into it, developing, and then you put it in the field and somebody else might pick it up. So that is exciting, and this is going to happen more and more as you go, especially after September. You'll see there is an increase on that connection the link of our minds all together coming through. So they also emotion is rules different parts of the body, but it also rules the blood. And with the 6th frequency, it feels also like there is a blood cleansing. You know, our frequencies are getting clear through our transmissions of in the blood, goes everywhere in our brain and our organs everywhere. So that also help us to upgrade the DNA. Our DNA gets upgraded because our blood gets clearer, more to its original state. And the physical body becomes even more and more important as we move forward from tomorrow on, because you need to have a good body, a good vehicle for the embodiment to happen. So right now you probably feel it, that your embodiment comes and then goes back and comes and goes back, because it's like, you know, you might not be running on all 4 cylinders, especially if you're still holding forgiveness, or you still have somebody in the dark, you know, that you don't, you still resentful of something. That means a part of you is holding that person in the dark. So you are not whole. You are not running on all, your car is not running on 4 cylinders or 6 cylinders or full charge if it's an electric car. So that is, you know, you have to understand that you have to be very clear of your body, your mind, and your emotions, your feelings. A lot of emotions are not organic, and we just keep projecting them, and that takes a lot of energy to sustain those projections. So tomorrow we're moving from today 6 emotion, we're moving to 7 ik. Ik is the hummingbird. I love the hummingbird. Why there is no hummingbird emoji, I don't know, but I don't know. Somebody please make any emoji, hummingbird emoji. So tomorrow 7 frequencies are the frequencies that allow us to experience heaven and earth. 7 ik is the corazón del cielo, so it's heaven coming to earth. And it brings a very pure crystalline source breath frequency that goes through our system. And of course, if it's the breath of life, the pure crystalline breath, it rules our respiratory system, our throat. So it's going to continue clearing grief, deepest level of grief. So because we move into higher planes, the more we move to higher planes, the more we need to drop the old. The ego gets more desperate of holding, it wants to continue the control, you know, wants to continue ruling and controlling and planning. So then what happens is situations might get a little more intense, you know, even if it's all grief might come forth to, and then you feel like, you know, one tiny little thing, it just kind of explode into this big thing, and next thing you know, you are crying and boogers and everything. But that is just, you know, you can transform anything if you don't see it. So all the triggers are just beautiful offerings for you to witness and clear. So if it gets a little bit annoying, you know, maybe you just driving your car and, you know, you just get annoyed, there's a little noise, or you can have a big episode where, again, you end up in tears and boogers just because, I don't know, mug broke. It's because a lot of old grief came through that you had tears, you had to cry and you didn't. So that comes through. Just understand that nothing can be transformed if you don't see it. So the witness has to be present to experience this. And you cannot transform it if you are ahead of yourself or in back. Be present and understand also that all that grieving and shame, and it's not you, okay? Who you were before you were born. Because you existed before you were born in this physicality. And who you're gonna be when you die, when this timeline ends, when you decide to leave, you're still going to exist. So what you are is the true essence of divine, I don't know, the breath of life, or the essence of God, the creator, whatever you want to call it. It is in you, and it's behind, I don't know, I like to say it's behind your eyeballs. Because when you look in the mirror, when you were like, I don't know, 12 years old, or when you were in the mirror, you look in the mirror. I have the image of me in the mirror with my braids, and my grandma used to make them so tight. I was like this. So I love my grandma. So I was these braids were like this. And I remember me looking in the mirror, and I remember my eyes. And then I remember again, seeing myself at 22, 23. And then, when my kids were born, that essence behind my eyeballs is always the same. It's always been the same. However, my hair is not the same, right? The body that I had at 7 and at 22 and now, I'm over 50, is not the same. But the essence that is watching behind the eyeballs is still the same. And it's just witnessing all the creations of my path, what I have claimed. Because when we come in, when we take our first breath, tomorrow, we claim our path. We have put together our path, and we have contracts that we're supposed to be fulfilled with our family, soul family, and we claim our path. We created our path, okay? So when we come in, that is who you are, that essence. Like I said, I don't know if anybody sees it, but I feel it like it's watching behind the eyeballs. So it's not the mind watching, it's not the heart, it's just this whole core essence watching from behind the eyeballs. So all these triggers that might intensify in the coming days are coming forth so you can witness it, so you can see it and clear it, okay? You need to see it to clear it. How are you going to clean if you don't know what it is that you have to clean? Let me see what else I put notes here. Also, the most important thing to remember with other than is this pure crystalline breath of life that runs through all of us, that connects all of our layers, is that breath would always, without fail, would always deliver you. So when situations happen that either the voices on your mind get too loud, and that's not you. You are not the thoughts. You are not all these voices in your mind. You are not these emotions, when they get too much, the breath will always deliver you. So just pay attention to where your breath is at and begin breathing this as slow as possible. So when things are getting fast and too much commotion, then you slow down your breath and you hear it. You want to hear it, and it governs the throat. So you want to hear the breath. So sometimes I do that and I call attention to people around me, but it's important because when you feel a wave of anxiety coming, you want to hear your breath, because your breath will deliver you to the present moment. So I'm not saying go, but you could. But I just go, and I hear it, and, sometimes I even touch my throat to hear it. And then I touch my belly, because you want to breathe like, the little newborn breath, they inflate their bellies like that. So you want to remember through these intensifications of triggers that the breath would always deliver you to the present moment. So wherever your breath is at, that's where you're at. So if you are with shallow breath, or if you are, like that, you are not in the present moment. The present moment is very conscious, very slow breathing. Okay, so you bring it in and bring it out. And if you want to make sure that you're in the present moment, you want to do it very, very slow. And if things are too chaotic around you, the other thing that you can do is bring out the slowness of your breath with your physicality. You can begin moving slower. Okay, so do what you have to do that you were doing this in front of you, but deliver it a little bit slower. Make your hands move slower, your arms, your head. Make a conscious effort of moving a little bit slower, because this creates the ripples out to calm everything out, to bring you back calmness. Okay, so that's important for tomorrow. The breath will always deliver you. If you are caught in a bad loop, okay, just witness, surrender, say thank you, because all your experiences are valid. All that you experience when you came in and you claim your path, these experiences that you created are all valid. They all deliver you where you're at now. If you didn't have your past, your yesterday, the day after yesterday, the before yesterday, you wouldn't be here right now in this beautiful strength, beautiful clarity. And still, I know we still have fear in our fields, but we are so much more clear now because of all of the experiences that we have. So we're just going to continue forward, clearing as we go, more and more. Let me see what else I wrote down. So we're still going through the portal of forgiveness. And again, like I said, do not hold on to anything, nothing. It's not who you are to hold forgiveness to something like a place, because some people are resentful to places or even songs, or and I'm not saying stupid, anything. Like I said, the experiences are valid, but take the nugget of knowledge the experience gave you, the growth, the expansion, and let it go. Okay, in deep gratitude. I don't know how terrible of an ass you thought some people were to you. These people probably are not even alive, or they may be in another country, or I don't know, maybe already reincarnated. But just let it go, because it takes from your physicality, it takes energy from your physicality to hold them in this darkness. So you are holding yourself hostage by not providing clear and whole forgiveness to everything and everyone, including yourself. Okay, because at the end, you can't forgive because there is something you cannot forgive in yourself. So allow this portal of forgiveness to gift you with clarity, to just come in and clear you out, clear your heart, and understand that the experiences all deliver the golden nuggets that you planned when you created your path. So your experiences are valid. And even though some of these experiences have very high levels of struggle, because I don't think anybody watching this video, I don't care what age you are, we all have struggle. But the gift of struggle is, first of all, is clarity. Because you're caught in a loop of struggle, you're in this victimhood and this struggling until you receive, bang, this clarity moments that you receive. You do receive them, I know. But sometimes we ignore them, and then it comes again and again, but you continue to ignore them, but you do receive them. The moment you receive this clarity and you accept it, you stop that loop of struggle and you receive this insight. The clarity comes out of the struggle, then you receive this insight, which allows you to figure out how to move forward out of this struggle without, at the beginning you might be blaming and, all that, but allows you this clarity moment, allows you insight, and then it gives you courage to move forward. So we all struggle, but we all have to see that we are standing where we are standing now because of these past experiences. They have delivered us here where we are at now, at this moment. And because of the struggle, we have incredible courage. We have, this is what true warriorship means, being a warrior doesn't mean violence and going to war and fighting. Warriorship means to to have the courage to see the scary situations, the fear, and move through the fear, not avoiding it. Sometimes, yeah, we want to put the covers. I'm like, oh, I don't want to see it. But true courage says, you take a breath. The breath delivers you to the present moment. Hold the courage in your heart and move through it, especially coming through now. And I don't want to scare you. This is just higher levels of learning coming through, okay? We are going to have more projections because we are waking up to our own creatorship that we are. Because before we were sleeping, yes, we claim our path, and we claimed the path. We came in to experience our creation. But when we came in, we forgot that we were the creators, so we were sleeping. But now we're in this process of waking up, and we might wake up for a couple of minutes every day and then go sleep, a couple of hours and go sleep, like that. But every time we go to sleep and we wake up again, we cannot know see, like we already saw. So we will remember more and more and more. So as we go through that, again, the projections might get more intense. And the projections are also self-generated. They are not being fed or no new ones are created. They are always projections of all fears, of all situations. So what if this happened, and if this happened to my neighbor, it's gonna happen to me, and this happened in this other country, and I saw this in the news, but I saw this movie and I read this book. So all these projections are gonna then intensify. So it's very important that you ground in the present moment. Tomorrow, the breath. And you remember that you are the creator. So as you show up with this courage that you learn through all the struggles, you remember that you can move through this fear, because we will feel fear. It's still in the body. And it feels like it's going to intensify, like it's going to be like this climax of fear, because like a little bit of fear is not working, so the volume is going to come up. And then the good thing is more people wake up. But the struggle has given us the clarity, the insight, and the courage. So we use those tools that we received through the struggles, and we move forward regardless. Okay? We just move forward regardless. But remember, at the beginning of this year, what I said, it's so important that you stay true to the end through your own inner compass. It's okay. You can listen to people that you trust, listen to their concern and their, whatever advice they have. But at the end of the day, you run it through your own channels and see how it feels. Okay, so I have even wrote down things and put them in front of me and feel them. How does it feel? Is this for me? And your body will never lie to you. Your body will tell you what is for you. So, or even your heart, how does this feel in my heart? So you hold it. How does it feel in my heart? Hold the idea in your heart and run it through you. Okay, that is key. Moving forward, after this forgiveness portal, it's very important that you trust in deep faith in yourself, in your inner compass, and move forward, because the one collective, the oneness cannot happen without the singularity that you are. And you are not the singularity, authentic to yourself if you are not moving with your own inner compass. You have this piece of the puzzle that very much is needed. Okay, no one has the gifts that you have, the build that you have, the mind, the heart that you have. Nobody has this composition of who you are. So the wholeness, the oneness cannot happen without the singularity that you have. So be true to yourself, and this is when courage comes in again. So just take a moment and breathe. And when you experience things like, you feel ashamed and you recognize these are not mine, the witness behind your eyeballs is who you are. And all these other things were things that you acquire along the way. So if it's shame, if it's fear, if you feel insecure, if somebody beat you up and you felt, vulnerable, all of that is just, they were experiences. Who you are is the watcher, the witness behind the eyeballs. And if you think about it, think of yourself when you were little and you were looking at yourself in the mirror. Those are the same eyes. That frequency that was behind your eyes, looking out. It's just through all these 50 plus years, we have tried many experiences to see how they feel. Okay, so let me see how this feels. But it's not you. That is not you. All the voices is not you. Sometimes they just get so strong because, you want to attach, hold on to the old and not let go, because that's what even if it's painful. Let go. Okay, we are done. We are done experiencing this. We are moving to a place where it's going to be less and less and less fear. Okay, so the more we move forward with courage, the less fear we will experience, because we become more able to identify the projections of fear. And then at the same time that we identify these projections of fear, we stop recycling the fear. And then we start creating without fear. Okay, so that's what we're moving through the coming forth through this portal of forgiveness. And the more you let go of this old stuff, the more room you have in your body to embody your true self. So let go of everything and everyone, and just make sure that you honor everybody's path, you love them, you bless them, and move forward in your lane. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, that who we are. Behind our eyeballs this is the creator the claim, when you were born. So we are the creator in motion, and that's how we're moving forward. We're remembering more and more, and the more we remember, the more the ego is freaking out. So just know that. I think that's it. Let me see. I hope that you guys are getting more sleep. But I am not getting much sleep. Hopefully tonight. Again, the vertigo was bad. There was a lot of frequencies coming in through the left side today. So you just soften. If you feel anything, like, just soften, be soft, and breathe soft, so that whatever it is can come through. And the other thing is with the projections and these intense emotions that you might experience coming in. Remember, you cannot experience this in anywhere else but in your physical body. So if it's very intense, just let them come through. If it's an anger, or if it's a fear, it will pass. It will go through your body and it will pass. Nothing lasts forever. You know that. Nothing lasts forever. So just experience it through your whole body. Let it go through. Let it move through. You might just acknowledge, where do I feel this the strongest? Is it on your hips? Is this anger in your stomach? And just breathe through it and acknowledge that it's there. Remember, you want to witness it so that you can transform it and let it go. It will take time, a couple of minutes. It's not going to be more than a couple of minutes if you just surrender and let it go. And it will move. Let me see. I think that's it. Tomorrow, again, just have to remember, is the hummingbird. So the hummingbird to me is this beautiful creation that is such an impossibility, that this little thing, is so graceful and moves, and it even is everywhere. Like, there are places that are so up high, there's so little oxygen, and that's where they are. There are all the places. They come to my backyard too a lot, and they're so pretty. But they are the breath of life. They represent the crystalline pure breath of life that you have, that runs through your field and through all of your creations. So create responsibly with your breath out, send out all blessings and good, and do not recycle any more fear. No more projections of any of that. And again, the more we identify the fear, the easier it is to not recycle it. So I hope we all have a good night tonight. And I'm going to bed early, hopefully. If not, I just grab my book and read until I hopefully catch some Z's. Thank you so much for coming with your open heart and open mind. Thank you so much for your comments, your likes and subscribes. Thank you so much for doing your part as the singularity that you are, so that we can move forward to oneness. Divine blessings. You are the angels. Namaste.